So you've washed and dried your car, looks nice and clean. Now you want to clay it in preparation for a wax or coating. You need to get rinseless wash solution or a quick detail spray, a clay mitt or a clay bar or even a clay towel, and a drying towel. So first you want to cover the clay mitt and the surface in rinseless wash. This one's by DIY Detail. I find it's very effective, and I can use it for windows, I can use it for interior, I can use it for this, it's great. So then you get your bar or mitt and just rub it gently on the paint. You don't have to be too hands-on with this, just let it glide along. And the more passes you do, you should feel the paint getting smoother and it should be easier to glide along. You need to make sure that you're constantly topping up with your rinseless. Now you can get a separate microfiber towel, or you can just use this just to wipe it up, and you should feel a nice smooth surface. It should feel like glass, and you just want to go around the whole car and make sure every surface is nice and smooth. You can do this on the glass, you can do it on the paint. I wouldn't do it anywhere else really. Now once you're done with your clay, you're going to get your drying towel and just dry it as normal. Rinseless wash is great, it even aids in the drying process. Now you have a really glossy glass-like finish in preparation for some ceramic coating or wax. Now we're going to be applying this Meguiar's Gold Class wax. You can use any wax. This one I've almost used it up, so figured I'd finish it. Got a foam applicator. You can use a microfiber towel or anything really. I just like these. Just need to get a decent amount, not too much. The more you put, the harder it is to buff off. So I'd say that's about right. And you just want to work it in circular motions like that. You don't really need to work it in like a polish. You mainly just want to make sure you cover the whole surface. So right now I'm just going to go around and cover the whole bonnet. Move this out of the way. This wax is really easy to use, nice and smooth. Try and avoid getting too close to trim pieces, and like you see the washer jets here, because if you get it in there it can be a pain to get out. And I'm starting to feel like I need to put a bit more. Just going to do one swipe now. What you can do if you put too much, a bit like that there, just grab it, just put it over there, and you can use it after you finish this section. I like to go over the badges, just gives them that hydrophobic effect. It's not necessarily going to make them much glossier or anything. I feel like I need a bit more, so I'm just going to grab that little swipe I did earlier. Bear in mind that I've only covered half of my applicator, so that's the only half I'm going to be using on the paint. You don't really want to just rub a dry foam pad on your paint. It's probably fine, but it's best not to. Bear in mind I'm not putting too much pressure, just enough so that the wax comes off the pad. You can see that a little really does go a long way. You can also apply in crosshatch motions like this, but with this kind of wax it's much easier just to do in circles. I feel like I need a bit more. It's probably too much there. Spread it like that. Do my circles. You can probably cover the whole car in about 25 minutes, depending on the size of your car. Okay, that's done. Now I'm just going to check the instructions on this, because some waxes you want to leave on for a bit. This one, I'm not too sure. Doesn't say anything about leaving it on or buffing it off straight away, so I'm just going to buff it off straight away. Some waxes in the past I've put on and decided to leave for a few minutes. I've come back and they're not coming off, so yeah, it's always best to be safe. Get your microfiber. I like to use the shorter side rather than the fluffy side, and grab it by the corner with 4 open edges. So if you just fold it into quarters and just buff it off like that. Nice and shiny. So once you've buffed that bit off, just flip the towel over and give it a little once over, and you should feel a really nice smooth finish, and you can just see the gloss there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and buff the whole bonnet. When your microfiber starts to feel like it's catching too much, you want to flip to a new side, or just get another cloth if it's easier. So I've done half the bonnet. I'm going to flip it over. Just do that insurance wipe. Looks great. I don't remember the last time I put some protection on this car. This side's starting to get a little bit clogged up. It's still okay, still picking up the majority of the wax. Done. Time for the insurance wipe. And you're done. You have a really nice glossy bonnet. Look at that reflection. If you feel it, it is literally just like wiping a piece of glass that's brand new. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, get yourself a detail spray. When I was first starting out, I thought these were a bit of a gimmick, but until I tried them. This is from Yum Cars. Someone gave it to me. It's really, really good. Folded the cloth to a new side. Just do a couple sprays on the cloth. And then you can also do one spray on the panel as well. If you over apply this, it can be a bit annoying to buff off, so make sure you don't put too much. You just want to wipe it in like that. Now what this will do, it will just boost the gloss even more and give that even slicker finish. It's just so smooth now. Great thing about these detailers as well, if you go into a show or something, or if you just leave it in the car, you can just use it. If you've got a little bit of dust on, give it a little wipe down. You can see it sort of streaks up a little bit, but then once you go over it with a second wipe, it flashes off much quicker. This stuff smells really good too. Don't know how good it is for you to breathe in. There you go. You've just spent 5 minutes watching a man wipe his bonnet down. It just looks incredible.